seduction, sex, lifestyle. For the true player at heart, Global SLR presents the real kings of pickup. Vince Hollywood Kelvin and Arash motherfucking Dibazar. Be the best and fuck the rest.
So psyched, everyone. This is the first official pre-GSLR Global Seduction Lifestyle and Relationship podcast. I'm Vince Hollywood Kelvin and cannot wait to see you guys in just a couple of weeks, September 23rd, 24th, and 25th in Hollywood, Babeland, California, in the heart of the action. Today I'm here with
John Keegan. And Arash Dibazar is here also.
All right, gentlemen. So, John Keegan, you were there last year. And this year, we're focusing on 8 top guys, and you're part of that list. I know the guys are going to really look forward to see you again. I was just watching a video where you and James Marshall were in Europe, and you made a really good point. Maybe you can briefly elaborate on that, and then we'll touch on that topic, all three of us. You were talking about the fact that if a guy is new and is not really involved with any women, sleeping with women, that he could not afford the luxury, if I phrase it correctly, of being picky. That he really had to pay his dues. So that's how I retained it. But solid key point there. Would you elaborate on that, John?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, this is a really important thing, and I've seen it over and over and over again with guys who are new to it. They've basically been in the clutches of fear their whole life, especially when it comes to conversations with women, talking to women, going up to women, approaching women, and their minds are playing tricks on them all day, and their minds are always in this state of looking for a way out, looking for a reason why not to do what their instincts are telling them to do, what they're driven to do, what they're wired to do. Their mind's always saying, here's another reason why not to do it. One of the reasons they'll often come up with is she's not attractive enough. So I'm not going to do it. After a series of other excuses he might have. So the reality is you, as a new guy, really don't know the truth. Your mind has been lying to you your entire life. And what I mean by a new guy, you can be a young guy, you can be a guy who's been married for 20 years and now single, but you're new to going out into this social realm and meeting with strangers, meeting with beautiful women in everyday places, on the fly, as it were, and going up and taking the risk of being rejected. So a guy needs to get into a new mindset, because the reason that he hasn't done it in the first place is because his biggest fear is to be rejected. And to him, whenever he walks up to a woman, everything is a success or failure mindset. If he says hello and she doesn't say hi back, he's failed. If he says hello and she says hi back, there's a success, but he doesn't acknowledge it because soon he doesn't get her phone number, or he gets her phone number and she doesn't respond, and it says failure. So it's always this black and white mentality that no matter who you are, if you have that mentality, it will end in failure. And guys should become great at connecting with women. Guys should start to have real fun at being social and talking to women. They have a different mindset. And the guys who become the creme de la creme, like the guys on this phone, they have a mindset that I'm about to share with you, what I call the social explorer mindset. You're going out, meeting and connecting with women, not with the mindset of I've got to get laid, or I need a new girlfriend, or I need love, or I need someone to pay attention to me. Instead, it's this mindset of I want to go outside of my mind, where in my mind there's been all these old dusty books telling me all this bullshit that I'm not enough, she's not enough, it's not the right time, whatever the excuses are. But now I'm going to go out and explore. I'm going to go on a social adventure and find out for myself and discover for myself what's actually going on out here by taking the advice of these great mentors that we're lucky enough to live in a time that there is such people. By taking this advice, I'm going to go out and explore. And with this mindset, you never fail. You only learn. You only get better. Of course, you know, you have great moments. And of course, there's some moments that are really hard. But you don't have the luxury just to say, oh, I'm only talking to that girl who I think is a 10. That's the girl I'll talk to. That's the equivalent of a guy who's learning boxing saying, I'm only getting in the ring with Tyson. That's it. I don't spar with these scrubs. I don't do that. I'm only doing that. No, we need to build a practice, a habit every day. And the more we do that, the better we get. And then we get into, then when we do meet this beautiful girl that makes our heart race and makes our heart pump and is the Tyson of all women, then we'll be prepared to do our best to make a real connection with her.
Wait no longer. Search no further. You are about to progress faster than ever with the most innovative, multi-dimensional mega event of a lifetime. The Global Seduction, Lifestyle, and Relationships Convention in Hollywood, September 23rd, 24th, 25th, 2016. So much more than a summit. Featuring only the best of the best true pillars of the pickup community. Vince Kelvin, Arash Dibazar, Bad Boy, Hypnotica, Adam Lyons, David Wygant, Aikido Mosley, John Keegan, and James Marshall. No conference can even compare. Nothing ever like it. Lectures, workshops, parties, club access, boot camps, VIP dinner, party bus, and lifestyle exhibit. But hurry, price goes up as event gets closer. So get your ticket today at www.globalslr.com or call 323-309-3219. That's www.globalslr.com or call 323-309-3219.
Yeah, you're covering a lot of ground, John.
Thanks.
Arash, your take on that or anything of your choice?
Well, I think that an example of that, if we compare it to other fields, we might be able to get a better grasp. So let's say somebody wants to learn music. My new girlfriend, she plays the piano. I don't know how to play the piano. So I want to learn how to play songs from her. And how foolish it would be if I was like, no, I want to play Beethoven. And she was like, well, no, I don't want that song. She's like, play, fucking Mickey Mouse or some shit, right? No, Beethoven. Like, I'm really just going to go for it. Or if someone's like, they don't have a job and they're starving and they have no money. And tonight they're not going to know where to eat or where to sleep. And someone offers them a job at minimum wage. And the person says, I don't know, I'm waiting to be a millionaire, actually. I'm just, that's what I'm going for. I'm going for that millions right now. It's like, okay, but you don't have a fucking job yet. You're starving. In any field, if we look at it, when there's a scarcity of something and a lack of skill, a lack of experience, a lack of understanding, a lack of just time inside of it doing it, it would make absolutely no sense to jump to the top of it. So when a guy says, oh, no, he wants a super fine woman, or, he gets really picky about this or that, that would be foolish in any field. No, I don't want a white belt. I just want the black belt techniques. No. Just the black belt techniques. That's just the way it is. That's what I'm here for. Right? So it just doesn't make sense. And outside of that, I think something that people should understand, I obviously have very beautiful women in my life, the 9s, 10s, or whatever the numbers are up there. At the same time, everybody should know, I do hook up with women who are not that hot because I love seduction. I love the process of seduction. I love understanding it more. And so much I've learned in regards to women is because I've had so many experiences with women, and I want more of it. And I think it's just, there's probably a lot more other issues going on. You know what I mean? And I'm sure we can, all three of us, sit down and write a whole book on what's really happening when a person says that. But regardless of why they say that, I think the truth is clear that it's just the wrong strategy if you want to get good at it. So that's my perspective on it. And Vince, what's your take on it?
Well, I think it's also important to love everything you share, of course, and it's even beyond and above love it. It just is, And it's important to know that there's several layers of deviation. Initially, a guy can be picky about which women he's going to talk to or not. and you want to talk to everybody, but you can make a mental note. Not in a million years would I sleep with that woman, but I'm looking around. There's nobody else at the time. I may as well take advantage of it. So once a guy is becoming a little bit more aware, okay, you're not going to get ready for the Super Bowl on the day of the Super Bowl. It's too late. You're not going to learn how to play the guitar the day that you're on stage. So you cannot wait till you're in front of your type to get good at it, because you're going to miss your type. So once you're clear on that, guys will start to deviate in terms of what's the right approach for them. Their same principle applies. You don't have the luxury to debate. Too many guys come to this wanting to learn, but almost like a little kid at the hairstylist that keeps on moving. It becomes very difficult for the hairstylist to do their job. So you want to make sure that you trust the teacher. And lack of trust in the teacher is lack of self-trust, because you can always hear something and then make up your own mind about it. But if you make up your own mind about what you should learn or not when you don't know, it's absolutely foolish. And then your mind will further fuck with you. That was my topic last year at the GSLR. I'm about to outperform this year. All the deviation, many guys, it's when they get closer than ever that they start to fucking deviate. They start to go, oh, maybe I should focus on my work for a little bit. Well, sure, go focus on your work, but first you should have been focusing on your work in women while you were focusing on women. It's not an either or, but they will find any way to bail out of real progress. And then there's many more layers, but another one of them also is you cannot afford a deviation until you have fully resolved the issue. And some issues are reoccurring. I've seen plenty guys, they start to do better, they start to pick up more, and then boom, once again, a woman comes around that's a little bit more to their liking, and their whole game goes down the drain, and they're back in the same fucking shit situation. And those guys come back and say, well, I got out of the game. Well, why would you get out? You had one woman to practice like crazy and make a shitload of progress and distinction. So, gentlemen listening, be very, very, very cautious. Your mind will try to stir you in any other direction than where you got to go. And where you got to go, it's at the heart of it, the center of the center point. So there, 3 key points, and then I pass it back to John and Arash. Number 1, okay? Waste no time going to learn from the guy. You learn it from the guy. We learn it from the guy. You learn it from the guy. That's why we bring you the best of the best of the best. Okay? Watch also being cheap and wanting the free stuff here, or being under the impression that you know game because you read the book, The Game. There's very little technical points, and even if it was the best book on the fucking planet that you read, which would not be that one, but it's still just one book. The next key thing is also trust the assignment and don't deviate. If you know how many guys learned like really a killer mindset, really proper mindset, or one way to open, and then they go back, oh, maybe what I should work on is my social circle for a little bit. Yeah, you can work on that too, but it's not what's most essential. So first things first, get the best of the best from the best of the best. So, John, at this point, I'm looking at the time. We're going fast, so let's pass it around. And I don't want to limit you with any questions. Give us a glimpse of what you'll be offering, some new breakthroughs, and so on at any level of love, sex, romance, lifestyle, traveling, business, because we also touch a lot on lifestyle, to have the life of your dreams and to master your life.
Absolutely. And that is a real thing, the life of your dreams. And this is the thing, a lot of people don't even let themselves dream anymore. They just see the life before them, and that's the life they have. But people like us and people like that I've met along my way, they have a vision of who they can be, of the life that they can live, of the experiences they want to have. And if you just listen to Arash talk about experience, he's had experiences and he's on an exploration. He wants to have more experiences in this world, in the world of women, among other things. So it's about an overall lifestyle. And how do we create one? You know, there was a time when I was here, you know, I took a big risk and moved from Philadelphia to New York to become an actor. And that was a big risk. And I had a dream that I would be free one day, free to travel, free to date the world's most beautiful women, free to create, free to be my own man. And one way or the other, it's happened. And it all started with a vision. And my vision changed, and my vision became more specific. And we have to have that vision. We have to allow ourselves to dream the wildest dream. I just came back from 6 weeks traveling across Europe where I coached. I hung out with some great friends, mutual friends of ours. I went on explorations. I dated beautiful women. I influenced people. I saw places I never saw. I learned new cultures I didn't know about. And what an amazing thing when I used to just be stuck in an office job with no way out. I used to be relegated to the standard American life, and yet I've transcended it. And each one of us can do that. And some guys that are listening to this might have already transcended it financially, but haven't transcended it with women. And you can. And you can do it, and you can have infinite abundance. So during my talk, I'm going to be talking a lot about how to have a vision, how to live your life by your interests and passions, how to cultivate your interests and passions, and how to become an authentic man. What is the secret to authenticity? And we'll all clue you in here right now. One of the big secrets is I think Arash will word it a little differently because something about basically no fucks given. Basically stopping and needing the approval of others, stopping needing the good opinion of others. When you get on that path and you start listening to your own calling, your own intuition, your own instincts, call it what you will, when you start following your own vision, then you can become a real man, a real authentic person who influences every person he meets, and every person he meets feels like this person is special because there's so few people who are actually who they really are. So few people who will step outside and say what they feel, follow their feelings. So few people who will really be present for another person because there's so few real people in the world. And our job during this conference is to make a few more. So I'd like to pass that off to Arash if I could.
Yeah, well, that's beautiful. So, I mean, you know, Vince, this is reminding me of last year when we did the Global SLR and the energy that each speaker brings to it. You know, I remember clearly last year at some point Bad Boy got up and he was completely bashing indirect game. And that to me is the most superior game there is. And I remember watching him and sensing and feeling from the crowd that knew me, my own students, like, oh, here we go, because, you know, I'm not one to sit down and let someone speak badly of what I do or who I am. But I had no problem listening to him talk because he was so true in what he was saying. He was so sincere in his own teaching, and he was successful at not only bringing about the results he wanted in his own life, but he's already proven that he's helped many, many, many individuals achieve success too. And it was interesting for me because I didn't have one fucking issue with him saying that. In fact, I found it humorous and entertaining to watch somebody with a different philosophy of pickup. And it's not different. For me, it's not direct and indirect. I love seduction. That's my thing. I float in seduction. But the point that I'm making is hearing you talk right now and hearing Vince talk, it's so nice because what you have is you have people who are coming from different angles, basically, like literally, if we take the planet as a map, as the globe, and we all come from different angles. We're looking at this thing from different areas, different locations, different backgrounds, different ways of doing what? Succeeding in the mating game. So it would be like if we went into the jungle and we invited the top mating animals, and one was like, well, I'm a wolf, and in the wolf world, I fucking fuck all the female wolves. And then we invited a shark, and then we invited a hawk, and we invited a scorpion. And they all got together, and for 3 days shared their mating rituals and how they go about becoming extremely successful in the mating world. And there will be certain things that they all have in common. And there will be certain things that are not in common because, again, they come from different angles. One is on a tree mating, another one is in the air, another one is in the water. So it's based on locations and based on experiences, they'll be different. But what we see is the similarities we try to find. One of the things that people always ask me, well, I can't say always, it's less and less now, but one of the common questions that would come up is they would compare what one coach says to me. So, for example, I've heard it before, Vince, where someone says, well, Vince says this, but then I saw you do this. You know, when we do a lecture together, normally when you walk out the room, some shit like that comes up. And I always tell them, you're looking for what's different between him and that is the unique perspective of the artist. What you need to look for is what we have in common that we're both doing that is similar or identical to each other, and that's what you need to find, because that's the truth that you're looking for. Like whether we're in Africa or we're in Australia or United States, gravity is still gravity, and that's the common factor of it. How it's used in Africa is different than how it's used in the United States and how it's used in Antarctica. It's different depending on location, what your experience is and what you're trying to do. But gravity stays gravity. Getting women and mating with them, the mating dance of Homo sapiens, because it's so much more complicated than other animals, because we have this thing called the mind that gets involved. We have the ability to imagine futures, and we have to deal with pasts. And it's just a totally different, more complicated, you could say, than the way my dogs would mate with each other. They have it very simple, or two insects are the simplest. But it's a beautiful art, and when I'm listening to you talk right now, to both of you, what it does is it's almost like it massages me. And I'm saying this for everybody listening because no matter where you are, I mean, there's no doubt that we're the top in this profession. That's what this is, you know. Now, whether some haters want to rebuke that or whatever, that's up to them. But the fact, these are the top people coming, okay? We're bringing the best people on the planet here to do this event. And so whatever level you're on, whether you're at the very top or in the bottom or in the middle or you're starting, doesn't really matter. By listening to each speaker bring their own perspective, what it's going to do is it's going to strike a chord inside of you that's going to motivate you to reach for your goals, to create your lifestyle, to handle this major part of your life. This is not a minor part of people's life. I think it's funny when people don't make time for their mating rituals. It's like, oh yeah, I need to go out, and I'm just alone, and I wish I had somebody. I don't think you're putting enough effort behind it. It's your fucking life, man. It's your fucking life. And it's a lot more fulfilling having women around to share these experiences with. And every person, everybody, even if you're retarded and listening to me in a wheelchair, there is a woman for you. You have to get the skills and then go and find the women that would be qualified mates for you. Now get that again. Women that will be qualified mates for you. Sometimes the original question was, guys are trying to step way out of their league in the beginning. You need to build a success to get higher levels of women. You must be good at something. You must have something more than your dick to offer. And that's your job as a man. Because as you start to build value like that, then your life gets better. Then other men also align with you. So I don't want to take too much time, but it's very nice. It's very nice listening to other people who have dedicated their lives to doing this and hearing their perspective. And for everybody coming to the Global SLR, I tell you right now, it's going to be the greatest investment that you make in yourself, without a doubt. If you have even a slight interest, and I'm assuming if you're listening to these podcasts, you have interest in the subject, then you got to do whatever it takes, because there's a difference between spending money and investing money. And when you're investing money, then that money returns to you manyfold. And this is an investment in your communication, relationships, social understanding, dynamics. I mean, we could go on. Mindset, lifestyle. Come on now. And remember that there's a huge opportunity, because all of us at some point, well, I don't know about Vince, definitely me, I was the guy in the audience. See, I bought everyone's shit. I went to all the seminars. I was that guy. I was there. I showed up like, big bright-eyed guy. Oh my God, that's amazing. You mean you shouldn't just show interest to women? Holy shit, that makes sense. I never thought about that. Or, oh, okay, she has to get comfortable with your touch. Holy fuck, somebody should tell me that growing up. It starts wherever you are. And then, as my old teacher told me, then it's up to you how far you want to take it. So that's my piece. I'm very excited to do this, and I'm really looking forward to the next interview we're going to do, Vince. I'll pass it on to you.
Oh, I was muted. Forgive me. I'm right here. And I was saying, I'll pass it to you, John, in just a moment. Always look for commonality, never for the difference. Now, I have a little secret to share. This is the biggest one ever. And last year we were editing the DVDs. And this year there will not be DVDs from it. So you got to come live. But in editing the DVDs, to make sure that all the content was there, that since the editor didn't know what the content was supposed to be, I got to watch and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch everybody's speeches. And to my amazement, my game awareness and efficiency got, after 2.5 decades, even stronger. I was more indirect and more direct and more natural and more of this and more of that than ever. So if even the gurus grow from it, imagine how much you're going to grow. But also have a tremendous frustration. And I'm not one who likes to use that kind of language. But sometimes it really frustrates me to hear the same stories from guys who are very capable, who really want it real bad. They think they want it bad, and they struggle because of lack of awareness. And many guys make the mistake that they think, okay, I'm going to learn a few things that are going to help me with girls. No, your reality must be completely revolutionized. Otherwise, everybody would succeed with this. And it's a struggle, both for men and women in this day and age. So you got to understand that you got to expose yourself through time to the kind of skills that are so superior that the difference would be if today you were to communicate with somebody on the other side of the world, and the best you had to do that was a pigeon with a little message. And contrast that with the ability that we have. I just sent a text to my mom. We are live like all around the world and so on. So what I'm going to offer this year is going to bring it home now with a key point I want you guys to understand is pulling. I'm going to touch on a lot of things, but pulling, because a lot of guys, they go, okay, but how do I bring her back to my place? To successfully do that, or how do I escalate? One of the problems is that guys don't realize that it needs more motion. But motion doesn't necessarily mean moving her around, because there's a time when you want her to get more and more comfortable. But motion in how you approach it. Because what guys do usually is they sit and they start to stare at the girl and listen, and they think that because she's smiling and she's still there, or she's at their place or following them, that it's happening. But it's not the case. So you need motion at the level of your delivery, motion at the level of the content, motion at the level of relocation, motion. So it creates a dynamic and some sexual energy. So I think learning is very similar to that. Okay? If you just sit at home hoping that it's going to get better, it won't. And we are providing you guys with a very, very, very different, completely different experience, because it's a multimedia learning experience. First, we touch on so many different aspects, including lifestyle. We bring the best vocal coach on the planet to help you express yourself more freely in a way that generates more compliance. We bring also experts in business, experts in fitness, along with all the gurus, experts in lifestyle, celebrities, and so on. And then what's really unique about this event, it's a multimedia event, meaning we throw a party on Saturday evening. So it's our own party at a nightclub. And you have boot camps, you have workshops. So the dynamic, you're in constant motion, and it also enhances your lifestyle because you do more in one weekend and you see more and you cover more ground in one weekend than most would. It's a total adventure, and we have the best place on the planet. Not only it's in Hollywood, where every beautiful woman comes with a dream and hope to be a model or an actress or whatever. We're also in the center of Hollywood, and what's unique this year, we're in venues that are inside a mall, nightclub, hotel that are inside a mall. So you take a 5-minute break, and it's packed with tourists, beautiful Hollywood women, and so on. So I think we should do one more super quick round of one gold nugget. Maybe if we each had 60 seconds to offer one more gold nugget. And at the same time, gentlemen, it's simple. The lineup, of course, John Keegan is going to be there. Arash Dibazar, and I'm so psyched of his presence because the man outperforms on a daily basis, if not on an hourly basis. Sometimes we're on the phone a little bit later. It's like, I sent it. It's a whole new level. Bad boy, all the way from Croatia. He's coming just 3 days, flying in, flying out. Hypnotica, legend of the game, and Frank White, the sorcerer that everybody who missed when he was at Enigma is asking about. So you'll get to meet him. He'll be there. We also bring David Wagon, and he was the inspiration for the movie Hitch. He's been at it for as long as me. And also Justin Wayne for the first time ever. And there was a lot of controversy last year between us, but now he's coming. He's going to be there. And Akito will be there. We have also Kevin Derek Gentry, who's a real-life pimp, and he's got a system to get rich and famous fast. And along that, we have James Hyman, the healer, and all those different practitioners, and so on. So, guys, you want to be there. It speaks for itself. All you need are, number one, dates, September 23rd, 24th, 25th, Hollywood, California. Options, regular registration, platinum, or VIP. I urge you to jump on the last few VIPs. We do a sliding scale. So the longer you wait, the highest it gets. And I want to simply say you can contact Arash, myself, or John, and we'll be able to help you out to make sure that you are there. Okay? I pass it to you, John, and you give 60-second gold nugget, Arash, and then me, and then we wrap it up.
This summer, treat yourself with the dream hot babe-packed vacation and education of a lifetime. One entire week, ultimate, hardcore, badass, round-the-clock training and pickup with the world's top gurus. Announcing the 2016 7th Annual Pickup Academy Total Manhood Makeover. July 11th to 17th, 2016 in Venice Beach and Hollywood, California. With Vince Kelvin, Arash Dibazar, and such guest speakers as Hypnotica, Akito, Adam Lyons, and many more surprises. Party bus, makeovers, dance classes. Go to www.seductioncoaching.com to reserve your spot. Hurry, sliding scale. Catch the best deal now.
All right, great. Thanks, Vince. This is the golden nugget. It only takes one revelation, one moment, one thing, and a light bulb can switch in you forever. Now, as Vince has said, we've all been following this art form for a long time. But as artists, we're always growing and changing and recreating. And I'll just say that because I have some great friends who are also artists with this, and recently, one of them gave me one of their gold nuggets, and it literally took where I was at then to a whole nother level, a level I hadn't been at before. It helped me transcend any apprehension I ever had again. I couldn't believe it. And I use it every single day to talk to the women that are the most desirable to me. It only takes one thing. And during this 3 days, you're going to get a million things by the world's best coaches. So I just want to share that. So come and absorb it all. And one little thing might change the way you are in the world forever. To you, Arash.
Okay, fantastic. Such pressure that Vince puts on 60 seconds to a guy who can talk for 40 days straight. And I ask for a gold nugget, and I use about 15 seconds of it just to say the dumb shit I'm saying now, which I do just to give more pressure to myself. So if I was going to say something, all right, no, really though, let me see what's on my mind. Ultimately, at some point, everybody who's listening, at some point, you're going to have to take a good look at your life, and you're either going to see it as a story that was worth writing and watching, the story of your life. You put it on the shelf. This life is over. And is that a book worthy of your name or not? Was it worth living? How old are you now as you're listening to me? I'm 39, turning 40. And I always tell the people around me, the day is going to come when I'm going to die. And you need to know two things about me when that happens. One, the last moment of my life when I become aware that this is it, at that moment, know this about me. I'm not scared. I will, in that moment, face what's next with total confidence. This is a decision I've made. I stand by it. And I wait that day. One. Two, I tell them this. Don't ever pity me or feel sorry for me, because should that day come right now, just know that I came here, I fucked shit up, and I loved every second of every fucking thing that happened to me, and it was worth me being here. It was worth my energy. It was worth my fucking name. You need to understand what I said and know that that's also within your grasp. Okay? You guys are living other people's lives, and you're sitting back as spectators watching other people live. Come to Global SLR, and I'll continue what I just said in the VIP section of it. And I'll show you, because you have mental beliefs that are preventing you from doing this basic thing that every single creature on the planet is doing without effort, which is just live. And if you could accomplish that, the whole flavor of life will change. Pass it on to you, Vince.
You have in front of you dishes. And there's two piles, clean and dirty. If you're not sure if it's clean, then it's dirty. It's super simple. Pick up one plate, you know it's dirty or it's clean. As you go through the remaining of this day, whatever thought you may have, action you take, plan you make, ask yourself, is it coming from polluted thinking? What I mean by polluted thinking, is it rooted in fear, in lack, in impossibility? Are you debating whether to do something or not because you're not sure that you can succeed or that it may pay off? That's polluted thinking. It's not you. It's not the real you. It's robbing you. It's fucking you over every single day. You cannot afford going one more day without sorting your thinking. On the other hand, and I want you to genuinely and honestly assess that for yourself today, almost like a meditation. How often are you coming from a place of possibility, of expectation to succeed, of knowingness, and of acting as if you can only succeed? Success is the only way. Now, when I first started to do that exercise for myself, and if I don't do it frequently, it's easy to regress back into polluted thinking. To my surprise, you'll discover, like me, that for most, the majority, pretty much all of your thinking and your actions are reactive. They're based on fear of lack, and a sense of impossibility. And that will bring you nowhere, and you got to change this now. Now, if you're really honest in answering those questions, at some point, and of course, I mentioned the event one more time because we wouldn't do those events and all the preparation and the hard work that it takes and have guys fly from across the world if we didn't know what they do for you and how potent they are. So you'll notice as you do this exercise that if you start to go, oh, I don't know if I should go, how I could go, and so on. Well, whether you come or not, it's your choice. But at least be honest with yourself enough to know that you're fucking yourself over if you debate to engage into something because of the doubt that you can or should do it. And that is at the core of lack of decisiveness. In the meantime, I got to bail because I have to go look at the venue. We're doing big preparations. It's a nightclub, so there's got to be preparation of the stage, music, and so on, performers, and we're going all the way. I want to really thank you. John Keegan, cannot wait to see you. John will be there also at the VIP dinner. He will be there also partaking all the boot camp options, street, strip club, night game. You'll get to pick for VIPs. And my brother, Arash Dibazar, the wisdom is like no parallel. I really appreciate doing this thing with you. And simply, you are listening to this now, so you know us on Facebook, John Keegan, Arash Dibazar, Vince Kelvin. Message us saying you heard the call, and we'll toss in a little bonus to honor your decisiveness. Okay? Anyone who goes VIP will dedicate 20 minutes each with you of private time, so you'll have an extra hour with us, but that's for the first two that will go for the VIP, and we'll tell you about what it takes. Meanwhile, gentlemen, I think we did it.
You've been listening to The Real Kings of Pickup with Vince Hollywood Kelvin and Arash motherfucking Dibazar. Brought to you by www.globalslr.com. Call live every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to get your questions answered.
Just dial 701-801-1220.
Then enter 129-779-160.
Followed by the pound key.
To get your free pickup starters kit, go to www.seductioncoaching.com now. And remember, stay sexy.